What's goody, everybody? It's Full-Time Triple. We're back in the building for another video, man. Hope you guys have been doing well. Hope you guys have been enjoying all the brand new football that is back, man. The new season, we're like, a week and change deep into it. And it's been going good so far, man. Some really interesting games, man. I've been just all immersed back in my FPL, trying to like not be last place, trying to get stuff out. I had to sub Kane out because this man, I forgot he don't score goals until like the third month of the league. So whatever, we're gonna have to make some adjustments. But today's video that I wanted to talk about has to do with Arsenal Football Club, of course, and wingers. We've been linked with a few, and there's been all this talk going around, oh, who's coming where, throughout the summer transfer window. But we're getting down to the business end, and apparently Arsenal still have transfer business that we want to make happen. Of course, there's outgoings that are going to be still going on, like we just got Hector Bellerin. I think he's going out the door. To Lucas Torreira, we just got out the door. There's going to be some more movement to kind of make a little bit more room for some things. There's going to be a center mid conversation, but this winger conversation has been really interesting because there hasn't been anything too concrete. There's just been, some things we see, some, Edu's at one location or another. It's got all these links from different outlets and stuff. But what I wanted to talk about today is that three most potential wingers that we could get, we've been heavily linked with, and just my personal opinion on who I think we should get. Make sure you guys hit that like button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff, and let's get into it, man. So I have three picks from what I've seen from the transfer links, from what I've seen for all the reports and whatnot, and who I personally think is the most likely out of the whole set of wingers in the transfer market that's out there. So just want to go down the list, kind of just list who they were and what they not, what they do. And just kind of look at my personal preference on who should be our winger. So first and foremost, one of the most earliest links, I'd say, and somebody that's been linked to again across the transfer window has been pretty consistent, as we get links from so many different clubs now. Manchester's not involved in the mix. CODY GANGPO from PSV, Dutch international, about 26 years old. Again, a transfer market value around like 35 million. It's been an interesting, saga, because I feel like not too many people, knew about him before. I didn't too much either, but as soon as I saw these links, I started to look into his game, look into his profile. Again, 6'2", pretty agile player. Again, good technical ability, can receive the ball in midfield spaces and advance it. Really wasn't afraid to pop shots from what I've seen. Once he aligns himself on his right foot, can take corners as well. He seems, again, a pretty versatile player. In addition to that, I think that's something that fits Arteta's player profile of what he's been looking for this transfer window a lot. People who are again very adaptable, can play in at least a couple of different roles in support in terms of depth. Again, GANGPO can play across the midfield. At times he's been playing in cam on the right hand side at striker, but again, he mostly operates on that left wing position. So that's where we've seen him. I honestly I like the look of it, and I feel like for us it brings something different. It brings something in the fact of a little bit more imposing force in terms of height, in terms of a little bit more, again, directness than we already have. And I feel like that difference in player profile would really benefit us in certain situations, especially in corners and set pieces where it's not just Gabriel. We have another tall person who's like, again, good quality on the pitch that can provide that extra danger. So from what I've seen, he hasn't added headers too much to his game, and the aerial ability hasn't skyrocketed, but that's something that can definitely skyrocket as he learns more. So a downside could be maybe he's 26, but so it's like he's getting to the prime years, so to speak. But I think this is a good in terms of offering something different for the club and offering something different in that winger position. Again, last season he had 12 goals and 13 assists in 27 appearances in the Eredivisie. So I mean, just the interesting link that we've had pretty much all summer. But definitely somebody that I would consider in terms of picking up that extra winger that we need for this new season. Next up, we have somebody that was freshly linked over the past few days and the last week or so, Pino. Now, I personally cannot say I've seen him in any live match or anything like that, but we got to do the due diligence. We got to look back some clips and research what people have been saying about him. And again, for 19 years old, man, he looks actually really, really promising, man. People will say good stuff about him. They've done all kinds of dope reports and whatnot. Again, he comes from Villarreal, Spanish international, 19 years old, about $36 million in transfer market value, has a $67 million release clause. Had about 6 goals, 4 assists in 21 games last season in La Liga. So again, I still credit to him being again very young. He's 19 years old, so I don't know if it's going to be playing time, it's going to be minutes and whatnot. But you know, again, from what I've seen in terms of actually in-game footage of him doing his thing, he's a right winger, of course, plays predominantly on the right. Really active and dynamic in terms of taking on players, dribbling past them, you know, really trying to get into the box, just fearless in that sense. And also something that's, you know, been mentioned before about his game, and from what I've seen and, you know, kind of verified, is he does have that capacity to track back and get stuck in defensively. So that's something that, of course, Arteta's going to want a lot. You know, a lot of wingers that are active in support, you know, helping the right backs, helping the defenders, helping, you know, in certain defensive actions to really secure the ball and then move from there. Again, seems fairly quick, not the quickest, but I think the value in this, you know, in this player is that he can help support and compete with Saka in certain ways, and it can give some relief. We're going to be playing a lot of games. We're going to be playing, you know, again, Europa League, Premier League, Cups, all this different stuff. And, you know, the World Cup year, Saka is definitely going to be playing in England, playing with England for the World Cup this year. So having somebody in that position can really assist, you know, again, just in terms of the depth charts. And this guy looks dynamic. He looks, you know, it looks like somebody's going to, again, really provide a lot of excitement. And that's something I like to see, man. Added on top of the, you know, the tidy play that we're really trying to employ under Arteta, I feel like that's going to be an added plus. So Yeremy Pino is definitely somebody that we are looking at, that we should keep looking at. It should really be an option. Last out of the 3, we have PEDRO Neto. Now, I know I don't got to go in detail about this, but I probably should. Listen, man, if you know the Premier League, if you've seen the Premier League, you know what PEDRO Neto does, man. 22 years old, from Wolverhampton Wanderers, about $35 million transfer market value, plays on the left wing. Listen, what can I say about this guy? I think there's such a good player in him. There's such a strong, like, dynamic star in this guy, man. Again, experienced in Premier League. He's direct, quick, he's technical, he's shifty, he got some flair, no Rick to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so much stuff that he has in his locker from what we've seen, you know, so far in his run. When you think back to that, you know, when Wolverhampton Wanderers were really, like, you know, on people's necks in the league, probably like the 2021 season, you look at that pecking order. You know, you saw how good Jota was. You saw how good Jota was, you know, was right there. And right behind him, I think maybe 1 or 2 paces behind him, it was PEDRO Neto, man. It was PEDRO Neto from young. And again, that was him when he was 20. He's only growing more confident in his game in the league. He's only growing more, you know, really just you know, set in that ways of dynamism and not being afraid to, you know, take on players and do his thing. That is only going to grow as he gets better in the, you know, with time and everything like that. But he looks a player, man. If you've seen him ball, you know there's a star in there, man. You know there's a strong player. And of course, he did have the ACL injury and was out for a little bit. He was out for you know, again, the last season, only had like 13 appearances, 1 goal, 1 assist before the injury. But it seems that he recovered pretty well. You know, so far this part of the season, like, you know, the first game week, he looks on it. He looks on it. And again, this could be a consistent worry with his ACL, but from the first game that I saw that he played, he looked, again, dynamic. He looked pretty much, you know, pretty close to, you know, back to some of his best. And, you know, again, not being afraid, not being, you know, sheepish and all, and any you know, attacks or dribbles on players and stuff like that. If y'all seen the game that he played first game, y'all know that dribble, bro, that roulette past 2 players into the box, that was just that was just filth, man. That was just filth. And I'm just like, yo, he just has it. He just has it. Whatever, you know, that je ne sais quoi, I feel like Neto has it, you know, and he can have it in spades as he grows more. He can really boost our midfield options. Again, I feel like there's a player that could be versatile, but again, for that left wing to really provide some punch on that side when, you know, maybe if Martinelli's not hitting as much or he's tired and stuff, create that move, put Neto right there. A front 3 of Neto, Jesus, and Saka looks dangerous. Looks dangerous, man. I like that option. And again, he's coming with so much firepower and dynamism. I feel like that's especially what we need in this attack. We need somebody who's gonna have bite, who's gonna pop shots, who's gonna, you know, again, create something like Jesus was in that first game week for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, just run through players and just have that killer mindset in front of goal and in transition and doing things to advance us to, you know, goals and hopefully 3 points at the end. So, you know, it's interesting, man. And on top of that, when you think about Goncalo Guedes, actually, he's apparently, coming to the Premier League. He's apparently coming to Wolves. You know what I'm saying? So that could leave it an opening for Neto to be bought. Because Guedes usually plays on the left-hand side from what I've seen before. I don't know if he changed position when he was at his last club, but that's some competition for Neto. And if they're looking to bolster that area and kind of put him lower in the pecking order, or like challenge him in that sense, that could be an opportunity to again secure the bag on him. And hey, come to this side. We got a lot more. We got a lot more space over here. So it could be an interesting situation, but definitely 100% Pedro Neto is somebody that we're definitely should be considering. If I was in the room with Arteta, Edu, and them, bruh, I would say, saying that should definitely be an option. Okay, after all of these options, looking at all these different people, man, it's just like it's difficult, man. There's so many different traits and attributes that could really benefit our squad. I mean, you look at GANGPO, you look at again a different player profile, looking at somebody that brings something a bit more physical to the team that we don't normally have, more aerial threat in attacking players. Something very different, man. Pino, again, somebody to help Saka with some relief and competition. We're getting deeper into the season, how many games we're gonna play, plus a World Cup year, so there's so much that can happen. For Saka, he can get tired just like last season, playing game after game after game. So somebody that can push him, challenge him, and support him in terms of having that quality on the pitch when he's not on, to give him a rest, that could be a huge boost for us. So again, Pino's only 19, so that's a lot of ability to grow with the squad and really develop into a talented player. And Pedro Neto is Pedro Neto, you know what I mean? So it's a lot of upside to that. Of course, there's an injury worry, but there's a lot of quality that he can bring, and he can only grow. He's 22, only 22 years old. So it's an interesting pick. But my personal choice would have to be, it has to be Pedro Neto, man. I'm sorry. Like, it's crazy, bro. Pedro Neto just looks so good, man. He's such a good player. And you can see it every time he's on the ball, every time he tries to make something happen. You just get that vibe, man. Like it could literally be a Jota 2.0 situation where he goes to a bigger club and then he just gets it. He just gets it off the rip, and he just becomes he hits a different level. He hits a different echelon when he's in front of a better squad. So I really think Neto's the way to go, man. Again, young, Premier League proven. Again, good good support for that left hand side. And can just really bolster our attack. That's such a really needed thing. Again, considering the depth of schedule, how much games we're gonna play, the volume of games we're gonna play, I feel like it's necessary, especially coming up against the big teams and getting the big results that we need to get over the line to get back into the Champions League. Again, he's just a star in the making. He's a star in the making, and if we capitalize on that now, I really think that we can take our squad to a different level with him in it, especially over the next few years, especially as we grow into a really a league challenger, hopefully in the next couple of seasons. So my pick definitely has to go to Pedro Neto. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you think would be the best fit for Arsenal in terms of a winger position? Now, it could be any of the ones I mentioned here. It could be Pino, it could be GANGPO, it could be Pedro Neto, it could be somebody else that I didn't even mention, a Leroy Sané. Who do you guys think? It could be nobody at all. We just promote, reach to more minutes. Who do you guys think should be that person that we fill into that winger role that we might be missing right now, to add some extra firepower, to add some extra oomph to that attack, so we can really get over the line this season? Let me know in the comment section below. And again, what I'm saying, we got a lot more content coming on this. We might do a winger video if this gets enough likes, what I'm saying? So make sure you guys like it up, make sure you guys chat it in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Yeah, we got a lot of content coming, man. Be sure to check out this weekend. We got the whole match preview. We got the next live watch for Arsenal versus Leicester City at home. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be dope. More content's coming. But alas, that's all I got for this video. But don't trip. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.